Hey guys, Mr. Solution88 here, and today I'll be doing an update video showing you what I've done to my old survivors, some new survivors, and also telling you a bit more of the story. So stay tuned for that. So here you see this big mess of vehicles, and I'm gonna tell you what it's all about. It's been about a year since my first survivors have gone on the road. And the reason they went on the road, even though they had safe houses, because they needed to get out of there. They started to run out of food, and also after they went, their house burned down. So yeah, it's sort of like the Walking Dead story about them going on the road. What I've done to these survivors, I'm gonna show you now. First of all, here is the first vehicle in the convoy, and sort of like the convoy from The Walking Dead, they have a couple of cars with equipment. So here is the first one. If you haven't seen a video on this vehicle, you should go check it out. Just a quick recap on what's in this. I don't think I've changed anything on this vehicle significantly. Inside we have a fuel tank, we have a pipe bomb, and the reason it's empty because they sleep in there. Not all of them, of course, basically Jack and Monique, but yeah. So in here, didn't mean to break that off. In here we have a sleeping bag, this net, fishing net, a chrome baseball bat, extra tire, and a medkit. And you know how extra tires are different than the ones on the car, and by different I mean thinner, and yeah, they look a bit different. So I'm just gonna try to put this back together. It's hard to do with one hand, so yeah, it's sort of like that. And in here we have Monique. She has a hunting rifle, and the reason her hands are put this derpy way is because of she's supposed to hold the sniper rifle, but I can't really do it with one hand, especially right now. Yeah, you get the point. She's supposed to hold it, and that's Monique. If you don't know these survivors, you should definitely go and see one of my videos. I think it was called the main video, where I tell you the story, show you the survivors. Yeah. So that's the first vehicle, and yeah. So here's another look at Monique. Okay. This is Jack's vehicle. Now, Jack's vehicle has seen some significant changes. It was basically the last time you saw it, if you saw the video. It was the standard Lego City pickup truck from the city police line, and now it's custom, half custom actually. The big changes is it's longer, 2 studs longer actually, and yeah, I'm just gonna go around and show you the changes. So here in the front, there's this sticker that used to be in the back. It says "Not up or shut up." And it's a quote from Zombieland, so that's sort of like an Easter egg for Zombieland. Also, the backwards number 3 and the number 3 on the side are also references to Zombieland, which is a great movie. I recommend watching it. The license plates on the front and the rear are also Easter egg for or reference to animated band on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description. I don't want to pronounce it wrong because I always do. So yeah, they have great music. So on the top, if you haven't seen the first video, the lights are like, there are more lights. There only used to be 4 of these, but now there are like 4 more, and there are horns. On the back, I've added this custom door. And in here we have a diesel gas can. Also, what I forgot to mention is you have a ton of stuff in the cab of the RV, but yeah, I just can't show it to you now. Basically there's a purse, a road map, another gas can, and radio, walkie-talkie. In the back of the truck we have toolbox and a sleeping bag. And inside the truck we have the leader of the group, Jack. Here he is. That's Monique's husband. There are like details about my survivors on my Flickr page. The link is on my channel. So he's wearing a Midnight Riders t-shirt, custom print. And some back printing. He has, this is the only rifle that's not actually in Left 4 Dead, not rifle, gun, the Winchester rifle, gun, sorry, but it's a badass gun, I really love it. Now, inside I'm gonna have to take a couple pieces off so I can show you. Behind, if the camera would just focus, yeah, behind the seat we have this big wrench, which he uses to fix his car and kill zombies, so that's like a tool that has some uses. Machete from Left 4 Dead 2, also a handgun. Also, he has a backpack in here, and this is a radio. Now, this is a two-way radio, and this piece is on a string, as you can see. It's a Lego string, and it's like the microphone, like in police cars or trucks, big trucks. He has a two-way radio, and in here, in the glove compartment, he has a medkit, but I can't really show it to you now. Under the hood, he has some equipment because he didn't know where to put it, and this was free space. So he has adrenaline from Left 4 Dead 2, and a bloody silver combat knife. And if you're wondering what these pieces are, I'm just gonna have to get them out. I'm trying to do this looking through the camera, and it's a bit harder. Okay. So where's the hood? If you don't know by now, this is like for mocks and stuff. So he can like if the car is parked and he needs to repair it or check something under the hood. Here is what it looks like. It looks better with the roof on, but I can't really put them right now. Yeah? And also, this red piece doubles as a car battery. If they ever need to like leave this vehicle behind for some reason, they don't want to leave a perfectly good car battery behind, because that would just be a waste. So they can always take that. And if you like what I've done to this car, like say in the comments, give the video a like. Also, this string piece, if you're wondering, it's the piece from the fishing from like the minifigure series, collectible series, and it's, as you can see, it goes through here and also through the wheel arch and down under the car into this black piece. And I've hidden it by putting the sleeping bag there, but it's not really that noticeable. So that's that. And also under here we have radio. That's another radio, but that one's like portable, so you can carry it. And all of these vehicles, even these two, but they're not from the same group, have radios in them. If the convoy gets separated, like, they can keep in contact. The third vehicle in the convoy is the DeLorean. If you haven't seen the videos for these vehicles, check them out. This is my version of the DeLorean. I know it's yellow, but I don't have gray pieces, so enough gray pieces. It's basically a modified creator car. In here we have Molly. And I'm repeating myself constantly because you really should check out the video where I introduce these survivors, because it's really important. You get to know them, like who they are, how they came together, and it's interesting. Here is Molly. She is Jack and Monique's daughter. And in here is her equipment. Which is a bit hard to get out. She has an axe for killing zombies, 2 handguns, and a bow and arrow, which I'm gonna try to attach and not lose pieces. Here she is. And she has the handguns, one with the flashlight and one without, like it is in Left 4 Dead, and the radio. So that's the DeLorean. Next up, the fourth vehicle is this Land Rover. In it we have Lily, Molly's best friend from like childhood and college and everything. I'm showing them real quick because I already did a video on them. And here is her sniper rifle. And here is Lily's boyfriend, Earl. I'm gonna try to get him out. And he has an AK-47. In here we have a gas can, and this is used for this is a special gas can because it can be mounted on this and carried on a minifigure's back. And that's its purpose, for mocks and stuff. Under the hood, where the engine is supposed to be, we have a trunk. Here is a suitcase for some of their stuff. And in the back, god damn. Yeah. We have, in this back compartment, we have medkit. And because this is in Pennsylvania, the license plates are from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia and stuff. Yeah. The final vehicle in this convoy is the APC. This one is customly built. And yeah. In it we have Duncan, which I introduced in the Brick Arms review, unboxing video. Here's Duncan. And also in here we have Kelly. Kelly is Monique's twin sister, and Duncan is sort of like with her. They're together and stuff. There's Kelly, she has an M16. And there's Duncan. In here we have some equipment. We have a gas can. Here's Duncan's gun, grenade launcher, and his other gun, a combat shotgun, which I'm gonna try to get out. Yeah, almost got it. This is gonna be a long video. Yeah. Fire extinguisher, gas can, stuff like that. In the back we got some crates. In here we got some arrows, a med kit, 2 gas cans. In one of these crates there are tools. So I think it's in this one. Yeah, it's in this one. We have an assortment of tools, which is just like basically every tool made out from Lego. And here we have some personal stuff, camera and some pom-poms, because Lily used to be a cheerleader. So yeah. So those were my original survivors, and their story is like they were held up on a ranch in the outskirts of Philadelphia, and yeah, they were like doing pretty good, but they decided to go, like, they heard something on the radio about an evacuation, and they like sort of they went on the road, and it was halfway across the country. So they heard like that Louisiana was like still operating, the military was still operating there, so they decided to go there, and it's not that far, I think, but yeah. And there also they've made a lot of stops on the road. That's why like they're on the road for a year. Now, along the way they've met some new survivors, and some of them I haven't incorporated into the story yet. So yeah, I'll just go first of those they have met. These two. These two are military, they're like soldiers. This guy, I haven't thought of a name for him, but they just call him Sergeant Brownie, and he's a medical, he's a military medic, field medic. On him he has this rifle, which I really can't remember the name of, and the flashlight. He has a torso, which I found on Flickr and modified. If the camera would just focus. You can sort of see the details, I'm not sure you can. Yeah, that's good. And the back I've made myself. He has a backpack with some like ammunition and stuff. And on the side, on his arms, he has like the rank. He's a sergeant. So put him aside. And this is Lieutenant Roger. He's the first lieutenant. Because he didn't have any place for to put like his markings, I put it on the head. There he is. He has a combat shotgun and bullet for a combat shotgun. The torso I downloaded, and the back I made. No, sorry. The back I also downloaded, but really good. Now the story behind these two, they drive this thing. The story behind them, they were like the kind of soldiers that like follow all the orders, even though they really don't have to. For like 6 months after the infection started, they were held up in a military checkpoint, and they literally they thought they were on duty. They did everything by protocol, by the book, by the rules, and they protected that checkpoint, didn't let anyone pass through. And like after 6 months, even they had like doubts about doing their job anymore. So they like started fixing up this truck, but they needed some fuel. And this convoy of survivors came and yeah, they sort of found an agreement. If the convoy give them like fuel, they would let them pass through the checkpoint. And they all teamed up, got the fuel, and yeah, like continued on. Here's their truck. The only custom things are this bumper and this back piece which I've added. This is sort of like a toolbox, like in trucks. And yeah, they were basically like protecting the checkpoint, like by sleeping in shifts. So those are those dudes. Now the survivors that they haven't yet encountered. Here is Officer Jenny. The story for her, like, I haven't told it yet, but I'm just gonna show you her. She has a police shotgun, pump shotgun, and a handgun. So the pilot's legs, Lego City Police, and the torso is from the Lego City Forest Police. The face is from minifigures Cave Girl, and the hair is from Lego minifigures. What was it called? The girl with the little radio. What looked like Madonna. I don't know what they called her. So Officer Jenny, I like her. How I built her. So next one is yeah, this dude. His name is Michael. Now he does sort of have a story. He has a handgun, and his sleeve got ripped off. He drives this thing. Military. Oh wait, I meant a police motorcycle. There's like this. I don't know what it's called. This thing I can't remember. This is a walkie-talkie and a helmet. And he's sort of like he's gonna be incorporated into the story soon, and he's gonna have a crush on Molly. Yeah, he's about her age, so that's probably how I'm gonna get him in the story. Yeah, the next one here is Brian. No, that's not Brian. I haven't thought of a name for him. Yeah, he has an M16. He's a boat captain, and the bandage on his hand, he got bit on the hand, and like the military was using his ship to get like equipment onto the shore and survivors off the shore to an island, and yeah, in the meanwhile the military either died or like didn't come back on the ship, and he was alone for some time, and he's gonna meet these survivors, and like he knows he's got a couple of days, couple of hours left, and he bandaged up from the bite, so he has a bit more time, but he doesn't use that arm as much, and he is alive because he wants to help the survivors by transporting them by ship. So, here is, this is Douglas, Doug for short. He has a handgun and a suitcase and his car. Now, he has a story behind him. He used to work at an airport, and basically, I don't really remember the whole story. My friend made it up, and my friend actually made him, and it's an awesome story. He worked in an airport, and he has a handgun for like self-defense and stuff, and like when he saw some zombies, he grabbed like most the important papers from the airport archive before, like, he didn't want to leave them, so he put them in a suitcase and got in his car, jumped from the first story to the parking lot, actually I don't think his car, he like found his car in the parking lot, some dead dude was by it, so he got in it and ran. He's sort of like a lone survivor, but he's gonna meet up for them eventually. So that's Doug. Next up is Brian. So I wrote the names here, do not forget them. Now, Brian also has a really neat story about him. My friend, the same friend, made the story for Brian. Now, Brian was an FBI agent, and he knew about the infection, and it was a military experiment gone wrong, and he wanted to warn the people, but the military also, the FBI actually, wanted to shut him up. So at one point he started to kill the scientists not the scientists, but either the scientists or the first patients, I can't really remember the story, so he started to kill them going through the country, and they actually found him and caught him, but they also put him in a police van and started transporting him to a jail, and they put him in a somewhere I can't really remember. The point is in the middle of nowhere, basically, in some little town, village something, and they were transporting him by regular police vans, so no one would suspect anything. And the van, of course, stopped because of traffic, and the police officer let him go to hide in the nearby building because cops were going around, and he heard gunshots from down the street, people running, police cars driving in the direction where people were going from, and basically chaos. And the police officer saved his life. Even he didn't know about his past, the police officer, so he actually told him to hide in the nearby building, and that's how he escaped. As you can see, he has a spiked baseball bat he crafted, made, whatever, and some ammunition and a combat knife, some stuff he salvaged from the nearby buildings and stuff. So he has an awesome story. He's sort of like a badass. But sorry if I bored you with the story, but it was your choice to watch this video. I just wanted to show you, to tell you the story. And I think that was it actually. Also, one more thing that happened to the first survivors convoy before I end the video. You remember how there was this van in the convoy? Well, they left that van behind. Sort of like in The Walking Dead when Rick met that, I can't remember that dude's name, that guy with his son. He meets him in the first season, in the first episode, I think. Sorry for any spoilers, I forgot to mention it. Jack met some guy, and they met and did some things together, found some stuff and survived for some time, but eventually they split up because they were going in separate directions, and in case they found him, they left this for him. His name, this is in Serbian, that's why you can, it basically says we went south, Jack, and his name also. And the reason they left some supplies back here, pills, shotgun and radio, and basically why they left this behind also is because it was wasting too much fuel, and they really didn't need it because they had enough vehicles that they can all fit in them. So they left this behind, filled with some fuel, so that if their friend found it, he can catch up with them. If you understood that, I congratulate you and thank you for listening to me. And if you like my video, if you like this video, give it a like. Also, check out my channel for more stuff like this, for more Lego L4D stuff, and also I want to do some other, the next video is probably gonna be the solar sign update from L4D 2, and after that I might even do some safe house updates. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. So, Mr. Solution 98 signing out.